What's wrong with the phrase shark attack? It's so commonly used, most people don't even think about the fact that they're using it. Even scientists and shark advocates use it. So what's wrong with it? There's probably no better person to ask this question than Dr. Neff, who actually worked hard on having classification systems changed to not just lump everything under shark attack. In fact, it was after my interview with Dr. Neff that I began to stop using the word attack. This entire segment is worth watching, but I'm going to go ahead and summarize some key points. Imagine how it would affect your reputation if all of your actions were lumped under one category. If instead of saying that you got into arguments or that you got into fights or that you sometimes looked at people the wrong way, all of that was called you murdered people. All of it, no matter what happened. There is a reinforced negative image in one's mind that if repeated enough is hard to recover from. But what if I told you that lumping everything under the phrase shark attack actually reduces people's safety? How? You'll just have to watch and find out.
The last paper I read of yours was one that was co-authored in 2012, and you and a guy from Moat Marine Lab want to change the terminology associated with shark encounters. And instead of saying lumping it all in the shark attack, you've got sightings, encounters, bites, and fatal bites. You did not include consumption as a category.
We did not. That's correct.
And was that for a specific reason?
So we didn't include it, which is true. Actually, that's the first time I've heard that question. So it's a reasonable question, but I think the assumption in my brain, if I was going to file that under somewhere, that would be under a fatal bite, because the categories are shark sighting, shark encounter, shark bite, where there's a bite but it's not fatal, and then fatal shark bite. So I would put consumption under fatal shark bite. Shark bites are sort of a lose-lose problem. They get a lot of attention, which is exactly the problem for the purposes of this conversation. To have reasonable beach safety discussions, you want to have a level-headed conversation, and the attraction to talking about shark attacks and the words that are used. So shark attack as a phrase is perceptually contemporaneous. So if I said to you that my cousin was the victim of a home invasion, right? We've got a picture in our heads of what we're dealing with here. Someone's tied to a chair in the basement of the house, right? Not somebody took the DVD. Shark attack is very similar in the way that it presents a picture from Jaws or from whatever it does of the outcome from the event. So I've been eaten by a great white shark, but it doesn't match up to reality. And so you end up with a problem when the phrases that you use and these things are used across different lines. So when scientists, for instance, use shark attack, and then newspaper people or on newscasts use the phrase shark attack, again, it's presenting this picture of an outcome that may have no relationship to what actually happened. And so media use it because it's got extra hype, it's got extra juice in the phrase. And that's one of the reasons why we've pushed back so hard on the use of shark attack language. It's because it tells a story that isn't true in many cases.
For what purpose?
For the purposes of proper public education.
No. Why do they use the wrong terms?
They use it because why do who? The media or scientists?
Media.
Media use it because it's a juicy phrase. When you say shark attack, you're going to get more money. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to get better viewers. You're going to get more attention. If you run a headline with shark attack on it in the newspaper or across the banner of a newscast, shark attack, news at 6, that's going to get people to tune in. And it has created an industry where in a competitive market where people are looking for viewers, you can get viewers with sharks. Shark attacks sell.
So having said that, what hope do you have that the media would ever get rid of this $ title and adopt your other terms, sightings, encounters, etc.?
I always have total hope. I assume these things are going to happen. In fact, as soon as we did the put out the study, and it got 2,000 hits in the first 2 days. The Australian Shark Attack file changed its ratings on the basis of the report. And then the American Elasmobranch Society changed its policy and made a recommendation to the Associated Press. So we had the largest shark scientific group in the world and the Australian Shark Attack file both adopt it in 2013. So I actually have great hope, because the simple fact is that Shark Attack is not, it doesn't make anybody any safer. Saying the word, scaring people, doesn't make them any safer. And knowing how many sightings there are, knowing how many encounters there are. When we did our study, we saw that 40% of reported shark attacks in the state of New South Wales over a 30-year period had no injury whatsoever. It was misreporting it to the public. And we were able to reclassify those in a way that actually helps people. So my point is that the end is that we win because these 4 categories help people manage risk and manage their behavior and know better. So there's a 30% increase in encounters between kayaks and surf skis and surfboards with sharks in New South Wales, which hadn't been reported, so we didn't know it. But now that we did the new classification, you're able to manage risk based on the user groups, and you can say, okay, different users are having different levels of risk, and we can begin to approach it better. So I think you get I think people are interested in survival. They're interested in, and that's one of the reasons why shark attack is such a potent phrase, is because it begins to trigger survival value. If I understand what's going on here, there's survival value in me tuning into this program about shark attacks tonight, because maybe I'm going to learn something that's going to help me if I go in the water. There's also value in the classifications we did, that it provides the same amount of survival value, that if I can understand the differences between these things and diagnose when there's a lot of sightings, when there are a lot of encounters, or when there are a lot of bites, that's going to help me too.
So let me try to summarize that. Misinformation going out right now is creating a world of fear, because you hear the word attack way too many times, even when it's not an attack. And if proper terms were going out there, then people would be informed of, look how many sightings there haven't been attacks. And eventually they'd come to realize that shark presence does not equal shark threat.
Exactly.